There are lots of different ways to create textured backgrounds. And today on Stamp TV, I'm going to show you how to use your Score Pal or Score Buddy and the Score Bug tool to create a textured background called pillow ticking. Now, I thought I'd seen just about every kind of background technique and project that could be created using the Score Pal until I got my hands on this new fabulous book called Score, Fold, Create: The Ultimate Guide to Crafting with Score Pal. Not only does this book teach you all of the scoring techniques and terminology, but it's full of beautiful step-by-step instructions to create everything from boxes, Victorian drawers, to full-blown circus trains and tents. This book is available through Annie's Attic at anniescatalog.com. Since the project I'm doing today is a small project, it's going to be a card, I'm going to use the Score Buddy for this technique. So the first thing you want to do is you want to score some lines in a piece of cardstock. Now, this is a piece of our fresh asparagus cardstock, and I have it cut 3¼ inches by 4 inches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to score on every ½ inch line. Starting at 1/2 inch, I'm going to score a line, and then at 1 inch, 1½ 2, 2½, 3, 3½, and then that leaves one even ½ inch at the end. Now my next step is to use the Score Buddy, the Score Bug, and it has a little button on the side, and you just press that up and it locks it into place. Now when you're using it, make sure you don't hold onto the button, because if you're pressing on the button and you press on it, it'll shoot back in. So make sure it's locked into place, and you can put your finger up at the top here. Now starting on the 1/4 inch lines, and I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to work my way backwards because it's easier to get my hand in here, and then I can flip the cardstock upside down to finish it out. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to start at the first 1/4 inch line, which is this line right here, and I'm going to make dots going down. You see those? Now I'm going to go into the next 1/4 inch line and get this tool into the groove and do the same thing. Depending on what kind of cardstock you use, this could possibly pierce through your cardstock if it's a thin or a layering weight cardstock. But when you're using a heavy base weight cardstock like the Gina Designs Pure Luxury brand, it's going to give you a nice dotted embossed line similar to a Cuttlebug folder. So you'll have a lot more control on where you want those lines to be. I'm going to finish this up here on every 1/4 inch line. And now when I get down here, it is a little bit close for me to work, so I can flip it around and I can go to that 1/4 inch line and this final one. And there I have created a pillow ticking background. Now I'm also going to do the same thing on this little red piece of cardstock. I'm going to first go on the ½ inch lines so I can work my way backwards. There. And one. And I can flip it around and get that last one. So I made 4 lines on that one. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add the ticking by going on the 1/4 inch lines. I can fit in here, and then I'll flip it around and do the last one. Oop, I wasn't in the groove. There we go. So now I have another piece with the lines, the pillow ticking design on it. You can see that. One in green and one in red. Now let me show you how I'm going to use these in my card project. What I did here was I started with a red card base, and I used that background even though when we designed it, it was this way, I just turned it and applied it to a piece of white cardstock. And then this is a little cut design from my Cameo, one of the borders that I purchased from the Silhouette store. And I added that at the bottom, and then I stamped the greeting from the Penguin Joy stamp set duo. And here is the little penguin from that stamp set duo. I have him all colored in. And then I took the red piece and I layered that on a piece of white, and that is going to be the backdrop for my penguin. The penguin was also cut out on the Silhouette. That's a cut file in the Gina K Design store. And you can see how running those pillow ticking lines going in opposite directions adds a little bit more interest to the card. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this onto this particular piece. But rather than use tape, which I do use tape a lot, I want to show you something new that I found that I just love. And this is called ThermoWeb Sticky Dots. And the way this works, this is perfect for all of your little die cut pieces, like when you're working with a thin little border like this, and it may not be easy to get the tape on there without getting it all over the place. This is a really nice way to get adhesive on the back of your die cut pieces or your electronic cut pieces. So you just pull this little piece away, and this is all coated with sticky dots. Just lay it down to grab some dots, and then you can pick it up, and it's got sticky stuff all over the back. And it's very, very sticky, which is nice because when you are putting something like this onto something that has a textured background, you want it to be extra sticky. So I'm going to pop that onto that pillow ticked background. And then this whole piece is going to go off to the side on my card. And again, if you want, you can use some of the ThermoWeb sticky dots for this, since again it's going onto a very textured background. And if you get some on your desktop, you can just rub them and they disappear. I'm going to pop that right onto that side, like that. And then I want to add one more little thing. And then I'm going to give you a couple options here. I want to add this flower. I made this flower on the Silhouette Cameo, and this is a 99-cent cut file flower and a 99-cent vine. So I bought those two patterns, and I thought that would look really pretty right on the edge of that card. Now this is definitely a card that you would hand deliver. Maybe you would attach it to a gift, or you would be dropping a gift off at somebody's house and you could just slip the card right in there. You won't even need an envelope. And then you can put something big and bulky like this. An alternative, if you're mailing it, is to use just a plain paper flower or just the flower part without the vine sticking out. So this can be applied in a couple different ways. You can use a glue dot, or you can go back to the ThermoWeb again, and you can pick up some of the dots and then peel that off, and that puts dots on the back there. And then you can apply that flower exactly where you want it and stick it down. And so there is my finished card project. Whether you have the Score Buddy for small projects or the Score Pal for both large and small projects, the background techniques and three-dimensional projects that you can create will add a fresh new dimension to your paper crafting.